Welcome to my basement. This is my D&D table that I made 2 or 3 years ago. It has a built-in TV, and I use it when I play D&D with people live in my basement. I made a video about it and just my thoughts in case anybody is thinking of making a table like this, just in terms of the basic things you might want to avoid or things to include. This video is a follow up to that because I got some requests about exactly how I use this. So it's going to be a short video. There are just a few things that I'm going to detail. First off, this TV is physically attached to a computer that I have over here. Here's the keyboard and mouse. It's an HDMI cable, and I make sure that I use the eARC HDMI input, and that way I can play sounds as well through the TV. So that's the first thing. Secondly, we do use miniatures, and I also have tokens that I have made, and we use those along with paper character sheets. So we play, for the most part, sort of old school. However, the TV is used for my maps and backgrounds and things. And so in order to be able to project those, what you need is what's called a VTT, or a virtual tabletop. And that's essentially a program that does exactly that. It allows you to project these things and use them while you're playing. There are a few different VTTs out there. The most popular one that I've seen and the one that I use is called Roll20, and it's free. I personally have a subscription so that I have some extra things, but the learning curve is also pretty easy. So most of my players, when we use it, don't find it that difficult. And the other thing that I really, really like is that I can make my own maps. And not all of the VTT programs out there allow you to do that. So that's sort of the basic setup. So then there's one other thing that I do that other people I don't think do this way. So when we play, this is actually not where I sit. I sit on the end of my table where I have my own laptop and my own books and things like that. But this is actually run by one of my players, and they can move it around. And, wherever they want to go, if they want to go exploring, again, we do it slowly so that they're not revealing crazy things that they're not supposed to see. However, it takes the onus off me. I don't have to do this, as well as keep track of a number of other things. So it makes my life a little bit easier. The one thing that I do need to do, I need to maybe reveal secret doors. I need to unlock doors that are locked. And maybe I've got some other things that I'm hiding that will be revealed along the way. If they run into monsters, there are two ways that I can do it. One way is just I place obviously place my tokens on the board. Hey, you ran into two vultures here. Or the other way that I've done it is I actually have those as tokens in the game, and while they're exploring, as soon as they see something, then it's obvious that they've seen a monster, and that's potentially a time then we are going to go into initiative. And I will then place the physical tokens on the board, and then we'll continue from there. Now, the other thing that I really like about this setup is that for some of my games, we need to play sometimes online and sometimes we play together, in person. Having said that, because I'm using this setup, switching between those two is not as bad as all that. It's not as difficult as it might be if you were just doing a physical game and then had to go online. So I already have my tokens set up in the game, and to be honest with you, so for this, these are two vultures. They're both numbered, number 1 and 2, and in the virtual game, I also have two vulture tokens named numbered 1 and 2, and I use those even when we're playing together live. I use those tokens to keep track of hit points, and I also have some other basic information on them. So the hybrid system actually works really well for a couple of different reasons. There are a number of other things that I've done in order to make my life easier in playing D&D. And I keep experimenting, and when things work, great. And if they don't work, I move on and I try something else. So I've got a few other things that I've done, and I think in another video, I'll explain like my tokens, my initiative counter, other things we do with Bardic Inspiration and some other things, again, just to make our lives a little bit easier. And when they work really well, we incorporate them into the game. And if they don't work so well, we just move on and, maybe we do some more experimenting. Anyway, that's the basic setup that I have. If you have other questions, then obviously I will try to answer them, and I will do some other videos to show some of the other things that I've done. Until next time.